So, Ric Quan, I have one last question for you since you grew up in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. That's a suburb of Pittsburgh. I'm sure that you follow the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we had that conversation in the past when we were talking last. Where are the Pittsburgh Steelers? Let me rephrase this. Mike Tomlin is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's been the head coach for 17 years. 17 good years, in my opinion, because he's never had a losing season. However, Mike Tomlin has not made the playoffs technically for up to 9 years. People are beginning to become restless in Pittsburgh. Do you think it's fair, or do you think Tomlin will be there and will be able to survive this onslaught from the Pittsburgh media and from Steelers Nation that he might need to throw in the towel and leave?
I mean, every year they feel this type of way about Tomlin.
Yeah.
Even the years like we were good, even when we had been. I remember the last time we got close to a Super Bowl was I want to say 2017 AFC Championship.
Right.
We lost to the Patriots. Even after that game, man, they was saying he needs to throw in the towel. I don't feel like it's honestly Tomlin. I feel like, honestly, the main thing, just from watching these past few years, especially the last playoff game I just watched, how we just got our butts kicked by the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
What I've learned about the Steelers is that it's a lot of guys on the team that are not confident in their game. Russ, he was growing on me at first when he first came back. You know, he's winning a couple games. He was playing pretty good. And then I don't know what happened these last 5 games. But I will honestly say I don't think Tomlin needs to give it up. I think, and they're not going to give up on Tomlin. He just signed a contract extension, a season ago. So he's here probably for the next 4 or 5 years. He's not going to throw in the towel. I think the main thing is finding a quarterback. Defense has been pretty decent surrounding TJ Watt, but TJ Watt needs more weapons outside of him. I mean, we only got like Alex Highsmith and a couple other guys that are decent.
Think of Fitzpatrick playing safety for him, right?
Yeah. You know, we got some decent guys. It's just we need more weapons defensively. But I think offense, the main thing this offseason is focusing on offense, getting ourselves a solid line and finding ourselves a actual decent quarterback. But I read an article today earlier on Facebook that the Steelers are in the works of talking about a 3-year contract extension for Justin Fields. I'm kind of excited about that because I like the way Fields plays, and I like the way he did play when he was playing with us. It wasn't bad. Honestly, I feel like the games that we had with Fields were more exciting, more fun to watch. But Russ came in doing what he knows how to do best as a veteran. But like I said, we don't really have that quarterback. We don't have that guy. Like, you know, the Chiefs, they got Mahomes. When they drafted Mahomes, they built around him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got the new guy, Jalen Daniels, playing for the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Commanders, they ain't never been a good team. Now, they lasted longer than us in the playoffs.
Yep.
Like,
They did.
You know what I'm saying? Same with, the Bills. You know, they didn't really have a good team. They got Josh Allen, built around him. It's like the Steelers, one thing I've noticed is that we haven't had a quarterback since Ben.
Yeah.
We haven't had that breakout quarterback that we can actually build around. And I also think we need more wide receivers. We can't just always just have one target be George Pickens, because if he gets shut down or he gets double teamed or coverage too crazy in the game, we don't really have too many guys to throw to. So the main thing is just offensively building the most.
So George Pickens, he wasn't so positive with this last press conference about the direction that the Steelers is going in, and they asked him specifically, did he think there was going to be any change for the better? And he said outright, flat out, no. I mean, he literally told the press, no, he don't think it's going to be any better. Do you think Mike Tomlin is really not he doesn't have any say in the draft? It's just the Roonies and the general manager for Pittsburgh. Does he have any input in that, would you, from your perspective?
I think he has input in it because they have to be able to speak with the coach. You know, they got to talk about who they're trying to bring to the organization. But I don't think, he has no control over who gets picked.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking that they just tell him, look, you coach, and we'll bring these people in, these players in, and you just coach. That's kind of how I felt about it.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of it, though. That's why when you see fans talking all of that crap about him, they don't know the inside. See, if he was the GM and he was calling shots and they was losing, you out of here. But if you ain't bringing the players in, you just only cooking. You ain't bringing all the ingredients in. Well, it's harder to fire a guy like that because you the one brought me this guy, so he didn't produce. So you gonna run me off because of that? That's the reason why he got an extension. That's the reason why they gave on.
Yeah, and they believe in him.
Well,
you know, 17 seasons, like to be an organization, 17 seasons. You got to think like outside of Mike Tomlin, we only had 2 coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True. Chuck Noll and
we're an
Bill
organization,
Cowher.
exactly. So we're not an organization that had to go through so many coaches because the Steelers, they trust their coaching system. You know, even like having Dick LeBeau for so many years, before we finally let him go, we were, you know, blessed to be able to see 3 Super Bowls with this guy and only win 2. You know, me growing up being a Steelers fan, it's amazing to see my team go to 3 Super Bowls and win 2 out of the 3. But I don't see that team that I grew up watching. I don't see that heart. I don't see that fight. I kind of see I think Tomlin is content. I think he's okay with just, especially this season, I realized that once we had 10 wins and we clinched the playoff berth, we kind of just stopped playing after that.
You see, I did my job.
Wow.
I got it solidified. We done won those 10 games, so, you know, I'm above 500. So whatever the chips fall, let them fall.
Like, why fight for a playoff spot or why fight to stay in the playoffs when you could have another winning season? You know what I'm saying? And now you just got another stat added to your accolade. But at the end of the day, us as fans, we're tired of he's never had a losing season. Cool. He doesn't have anything to show for at the end. We understand the work he's putting in during the season. When it comes to the off-season work and the playoff work, there's not much being produced. So the fans are tired. They are. They're sick of it. You know?
Yep. They want results because these people are spending their hard-earned money to go see the Steelers play. And the Steelers is a legendary team. I mean, it's a legacy franchise from even back in the 60s, the 70s, and 80s when they won all those 4 Super Bowls in the 80s with Terry Bradshaw and Franco Harris and Joe Green, Mel Blount. I can keep naming them because I like Pittsburgh too, although I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I follow Pittsburgh and I want to see them successful.
Well, yeah.
And I totally agree that they need a quarterback and they need an offensive line that can block for Najee Harris, because if they don't get that, the running game is literally non-existent. And that just cannot happen when you have a division in the AFC North with Cleveland. They had an off year. Cincinnati, they had an off year. Baltimore is always going to dominate, of course. But, you know, hopefully they'll come around. I just wanted to get your take on it. So
yeah, I think they'll figure it out.
Wraps up our show.
Every season is just, you know, I feel like every season is like it's a fix. Last season, 9-8, didn't make playoffs, winning season. Got rid of Kenny Pickett, controversy around the quarterbacks, brought 2 quarterbacks in, 10-7 record, just a record better than, just 1 win better than last year, made playoffs, again, first round exit. Same story. It's like, all right, 2 years in a row, the same stuff. Only thing that